this tutorial, I'm going to make another circuit in the Tinkercad using Arduino and 5 LEDs. I will connect these 5 LEDs to Arduino and I will write code which will make it to blink randomly. So in fact, this circuit is the same circuit that we used in the last video tutorial, but we will implement the code and we will make this LED to blink randomly. So as you can see in the screen, we do have the same circuit that we used before as well as the code also. So the first change the title. So we are going to blink LEDs randomly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this LED to blink randomly. I will tell the Arduino to do this job. Okay, so I will tell the Arduino, hey Arduino, now it's your choices. Which LED you wanted to turn on first, decide. You can turn on first LED first, or third one first, or fourth one, and randomly after every 1 second you choose the LED that you wanted to glow, and it's completely depends on you which LED you wanted to turn on. So what Arduino will do is it will generate a random number, and accordingly he will turn on the respective LED that is here. So that's fantastic. Let's go for it. The code that we have written before, I'm going to delete the code as it is not needed, and I will change the comment, and this comment is about blinking LEDs randomly. So I'm going to blink the LEDs randomly. That's fine. Okay. I think there is some bugs. Okay, so that we are here, we have added the title block, that is blink LEDs randomly, and now we are all set to write and to edit the code. Being a programmer, I have something in my mind that I wanted to tell this Arduino that he will turn these LEDs randomly. So whatever the number he wanted, he can turn on. To do so, what I'm going to do first, I'm going to create a variable. So variable is a memory which can store a value. So I'm going to create a variable with a name random. So in this variable, Arduino will generate a random number and he's going to store the value in it. So first I'm going to tell the Arduino that, hey Arduino, what you do is you generate a random number. Okay, every time or after 0.5 second, 0.5 millisecond or 0.5 second, you generate a random number and just set that value to this variable. Okay, so the variable name is random. In this variable, I'm going to save a number that Arduino will generate randomly. So to generate a random number, I'll go to math block, and here we can see we do have an option pick random. So this block will generate the random number. We are going to generate the random number between 1 to 5 because we do have 5 LEDs. So I will tell the Arduino to generate the number between 1 and 5. So the number that he will generate, he will store this in the variable name random. That's done. And now I'm going to give condition to the Arduino. I will tell the Arduino that if you have generated random number that is 1, then turn on the first LED, that is red one, which is connected to pin number 7. So that we can give the condition with the help of control. So go to the control block, and then let's go to if block. So here we are going to drop if block, and inside the if block I'm going to give condition. Arduino will check this condition. How fast he will check depends completely on the user and the program. I'll tell you even in the detail. So we do have the if block. Inside the if block, let's give condition. So to give condition, always go to math block and drag this conditional block that we have done in our school: less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, not equal to. These are the conditions that will be tested by this block. So we are going to give the condition that whatever the number you have generated, check in the variable what is the value. If value is equal to 1, then what do? If value is equal to 1, then you turn on the first LED, that is red one, connected to pin number 7. So we'll go to output and we will set that pin to high. Okay, and we will set that pin. Which pin? Pin number 7. Remember, he will set that pin number to high. Okay, and then okay, and then we can just write another code. Next step is, the chances may be that Arduino have generated 2 as a random number. So if Arduino have generated 2, in that case I wanted the second LED to turn on, that is green, connected to pin number 6. Similarly, we can write further, but imagine if Arduino has turned on red in the third time, if again the random number 1 will be generated, red will turn on, but for us it will not appear because red is already on. So for that, what we need to do, we need to turn the other LEDs off while 1 is on. So to do so, what we are going to do, we are going to make the duplicate of these blocks. We'll paste it below, and I'll say that you turn other LEDs off. While you are turning the 7th on, you keep all other LEDs off. Okay, so for that we need to write like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn all other LEDs off. Only I'll keep the LED on which the respective number is generated by the Arduino. So this is 4, and then one more is left, and then we go. This is 3. Yeah. So likewise, now the best way is to duplicate this block and paste it below. So here I'm going to paste here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, if Arduino had generated 2 as random number, then he will turn on the second LED connected to pin number 6. I will turn it and I will make it high. Remaining all LEDs will stay low. So that's done. And I think these LEDs are not needed. These are not needed. These blocks, let's drop these blocks on the bin. And now similarly, I'm going to just duplicate this and paste it below. This time I'm going to write for 3. What happens if the Arduino has generated 3 as a random number? So I'll tell them to turn on the third LED. Okay, turn on the third LED and let all other LED be low. That's how simple. Like, I hope you got it. So what Arduino is doing, he's generating the random number and he is turning it on. So, and then this time I will tell them, if you have generated 4 as a random number, you turn on 4th LED and let others LED be off. We are here at the last step. So in this step, what I'm going to do, I'm going to write for 5. The chances are, because the completely random, this will be completely random, Arduino will generate a random number between 1 and 5, and he will do the action according to this condition. If Arduino has generated 5 as a random number, he is going to turn on the 5th LED and he will keep all the other LEDs off. But you see how fast he is going to do it. We know it's very fast. The clock frequency of Arduino, it's about 16 megahertz. So I'll tell them that you wait after you have generated a random number and tested this condition. After testing this, you have executed one thing. After that, you wait for some time. So you can tell them to wait for 0.5 seconds, or you can tell them to wait for 1 second. So I'll tell them to wait for 1 second. So after 1 second, he's going to back on the top. He will go back on the top. So what is the first job that he will do on the top? He is going to generate a random number. So he will generate a random number, suppose 2. So in that case, if 2 has generated, so the second if condition will become true, and he is going to turn on the second LED, and he will keep all other LEDs off. That is the idea. Let me show you. Let me start simulation, and you could observe this is happening or not. Yes, boom, that's happening completely. Arduino is turning on and off these LEDs completely randomly. So the first yellow and this time yellow, and then blue, yellow, again white, red. So differently, it's randomly. This is what I wanted. Fantastic.